Yo, what's up everybody? It's Connor from Unscripted, back again with another video. In today's video, we're talking about today's CDL matches that went down, some crazy upsets, some nice debuts, and as always, we're doing it off the script. Before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like down below if you enjoy the video. Leave a comment as well with your thoughts on today's action, and subscribe to the channel as well if you enjoy the video and you are looking for more CDL content in your subscriber box. I would appreciate all of that, and let's hop right into the Call of Duty. So, kicking things off, we had this matchup between the new look Los Angeles Guerrillas and the Paris Legion. Paris, obviously a struggling team right now. Los Angeles Guerrillas welcoming CHINO to the roster in what was one of the most surprising and sort of perplexing roster moves you probably could have thought of, at least until the one from the Dallas Empire. But they came out, they look sharp. Let's look. We can hop over and look at the stats here quick. They took this one 3-0 over the Paris Legion. You see the series statistics here. I mean, rough go at it for the Paris Legion. Scrap's the only person on the team on the good side, positive. Meanwhile, for LAG, Silly just one below being positive. He also was running an SMG for the first time, and I don't even know how long. I don't know if he ever ran an SMG, so he probably will struggle a little bit before he gets adjusted. But CHINO looked really sharp in his debut. Assault looked phenomenal today. Apathy played well. Overall, just things definitely went better for the Los Angeles Guerrillas. One of those things where even if you're one of the worst teams in the league, I guess you still might have a honeymoon phase because they still are one of the bottom teams, but they looked good today. And I honestly wonder if this series tells us more about Paris or if it tells us more about LAG. It could just be that Paris is really bad, honestly. It's rough for them. I feel bad for Scraps right now. I really do. I mean, he's a guy putting up a .64, a .74. It's just, I think he's been their most consistent player by far this year, and just, I feel bad for him right now. But anyway, let's hop over into some of the highlights from this one. So here we have just some...
It's apathy.
I'm going to mute it.
It's a big one.
Sorry about that. Just a 30-second clip here from the boys on the Moscow Hardport. I didn't even get to watch these matches. I was at a baseball game, so this is my first time seeing some of this stuff too. We'll see what happens here. Probably just, I mean, some clinical plays. I know they won this hard point pretty big, so what can we really expect? Probably a lot of purple in the kill feed and a lot of white in the death feed. There was 4 down for the Paris Legion. Yeah, that's about what I expected from that video. It's just, they got smoked, Paris did. And then we move over to the Search and Destroy. Here we got Big Money Cheen with a one-on-one against Scraps, wins that, gets his team the W in that round. I don't know, was that for the map?
Point, but
No, it was only for the first round win. But regardless, here we can look at the map. This stats just for that Search and Destroy. So here's the Moscow stats. Yeah, Scraps with a 1.2, and you see the rest of Paris there. Meanwhile, for LAG, 3 guys over 1. They outslayed by a combined 27 in that game. So good stuff there. On the Search, more of the same. They outslayed by 7 over 8 rounds. So, you know, you do the math on that one. CHINO going 10-4, leading the way in the Search and Destroy. And then they closed it out on the Raid Control with, again, 3 guys positive and nobody positive for Paris. That was sort of the story of this series by the look of it. Again, I didn't get to watch it, so I can't commentate too much on exactly what went down, but I do see the stats, and they're kind of pretty telling about this one. Like I said, it's good for LAG. It's good to see them excelling. And with CHINO, I mean, I love CHINO. I feel like everybody loves CHINO. We just didn't understand the roster move. It was nothing against him. So it's really good to see him come out and play well and at least show, like, hey, we can win some maps, win some series with him in the lineup. You see here, CHINO says on Twitter, GG's well played to Paris Legion. We won 3-0. Great start for the squad and for myself. Got to keep improving, though. Thanks for all the support. I love you all. Again, wholesome. Love to see it. CHINO, just an awesome guy. I'm not sure if this was his CDL debut. I do not know if he was in the league last year. I feel like he probably was at some point, but I don't know for sure, so I don't know if I can call him a rookie. Again, I don't think I can, so I'm not going to, but it might have been his first CDL action. I'm not sure. Then we go to the other side of things. Scraps, he says, I don't get it. We look godlike every day. Comes to game time, and it just goes south. Lost mega full. GG's LAG. Yeah, that's kind of what it's like. I mean, they shouldn't be this bad. That's how I feel about them. They should be a better team. They have the talent. They have the veterans all playing together. I don't know what's going on there, and if they don't soon turn it around there, they will not qualify for champs. It is soon going to be too little too late for the Paris Legion. So if they're going to kick things into high gear, they better do it fast, and they better really get into high gear. Otherwise, they will find themselves watching when it comes time for champs. Anyway, hats off to LAG. Big upset for them. First upset today, and another one came after it. Here we have the Minnesota Rocker versus the Florida Mutineers, and here's the result of that one. 3-1 Florida. A little bit of a surprise, too. You know, not that surprising to me. I continue to be higher on Florida than most people, despite them letting me down constantly. I just do it anyway, because I do think there's talent here, and they finally showed it in this one. I look at Awakening, man. 18.5k damage in 4 maps. If this went to map 5, he probably would have broke 20,000 damage. That's insane. He had a phenomenal series with the plus 20. Skies played well. Neptune played well at times. Havoc still struggling, but he's just getting back into the league. It's a bad time to talk about it because they won, but I really don't know what Havoc's going to offer them that Slack didn't offer them. I feel like if they really want to take the step to the next level and be one of the top teams, I would just move right on from Havoc. I don't think he's it. I mean, he'll be fine and he'll be steady and he'll be a reliable veteran, but he's not going to put this team over the top in my opinion. But not the right time to talk about that because they did get the win, so it worked out for today. On the side of Minnesota, not as much going for them. They were what, minus 23, 31, minus 25 in the slaying over 4 maps, so not horrible, but definitely got outslayed. Here are the stats from the game 1 hardpoint on raid. Look at Attach, poor guy. Attach is one of my favorite players in the league, but this was not his game, and this was surprising too. This sort of set the stage and set the pace for the rest of the series because raid hardpoint had been a very good map for Minnesota, and their hardpoints in general have really been improving over the past couple of series and over the course of the Stage 2 Major, so it was a bit of a surprise to them, not just that they lost. I mean, they're going to lose maps, but the way they got smoked was kind of surprising. I mean, Attached with the .36, yeah, yikes, that's rough. Awakening and Skies and Neptune all leading the way, though, for Florida. We go over to the Search and Destroy. I think we have a highlight here from Awakening. Restart it.
2 kills, now it's all on.
So this looks like a 3v1 for Priesta. I'm going to, yeah, obviously he doesn't win this one. So what went to round 11, I did know that. I didn't get to catch this match either, but it went to round 11. Florida clutched up. I think something happened with streaks. I don't know. I wish I could have saw it because I'm sure it was a phenomenal map. 2 pretty good search teams, or at least Minnesota's a good search team, and Florida has Wake, so they have the potential to be a good search team. I wish I could have saw that one, but regardless, they clutched up. They took the search. Here are the stats from the search. Priesta went 14-6. Again, Attached struggled, only 3 kills. Just not a good start to the series for him. He kind of contributed to his team being down so bad early on. Awakening, though, 2,500 damage in a Search and Destroy, 2.17. Just more phenomenal stuff from him. No doubt in my mind, one of the best Search and Destroy players in the league. Up there with Insight, the Tiny Terrors. Yeah, he's right up there. He's just, oh my gosh, he's so good at Search. It's crazy to me. I feel bad for him sometimes watching them play Search because it seems like he's the only one who knows what he's doing. But they played well in that one, and they got the win over a very good Search team. Over onto the Control on raid, my boy Attach finally got going. This is when I started to watch, so I caught from here on out. So this raid Control, it went down to round 5. It was a very competitive and exciting map. I thought it was a good one to watch. Priesta went big, 37 kills, 7,300 damage. I mean, everybody. So Priesta had 71 engagements over the course of one Control game. I think that's the most in the lobby looking at it. And yeah, he played well. Attach played well again, +9. Stanley didn't do bad either. On the other side, it really wasn't the slaying at all that won, or Florida didn't win this map. What am I saying? Yeah. So it was the slaying deficit that really contributed to Florida losing this map. I think if they could have had a couple kills different here and there, they probably could have won the map and won the series 3-0. There was one round in particular where they were actually in a pretty good spot to win in terms of the objective, but they were way down in lives, like 9-3 or something, and it just didn't work out for them because pretty much they just ran out of lives. Havoc was the last one left. It was like a 9v1, and like I said, he was in a pretty good spot. They could have won that round, but when the lives got that bad, they couldn't. So if they slayed a little better, they might have won that one, but they didn't. But regardless, they move over to the Garrison hardpoint, and they were able to take it here. And again, look at the slaying department, -23 for Minnesota in this one. 250 to 189, but it really wasn't even that close. I mean, they were never really in this one. And Neptune, I know, he clutched up one big at the end, and he had a 3-piece to really open it up and sort of pretty much secure the win. And then he added and ended up making it like a 7 or 8 streak. He played really well this map, and he clutched up when it mattered at the end. Skies played well, Awakening played well. Like I said, Havoc, not the best series for him numbers-wise, but you could tell in the listening they did with Florida during this map, he definitely is contributing to this team as a leader and sort of making sure everybody's on the same page. So he's still playing his role, sort of the same role Slack played. Like I said, they're kind of like the same player so far to me. But regardless, big win for the Florida Mutineers for sure, and a very a much-needed map. And then finally, we go over to Optic versus Seattle. Here are the stats from this one. Formal and Envoy played the best for Optic today for sure, leading the way for their team. Gunless played well, as well as Octane. I know Octane played well in the search that we'll get to. The individual maps, a really competitive Moscow hardpoint. Optic was up for a little while, then Seattle actually went up towards the end. They were up 230s to maybe 200s, whatever it was, they were winning, and then Optic ended up coming back and taking it on the that bus hill, I think, is when they officially ended it. Or else that was when a big play happened that sort of turned the tides. But whatever it was, there are the numbers. Optic got outslayed, by 8 in this one, so they were lucky to get away with the win, but they did. Gunless played well for Seattle in a losing effort. Moscow Search, good map from Optic. They're really starting to pick it up as a search team, which is what they need to be because their control is pretty good, their hard point is pretty good, and their searches are starting to get to the point where they probably can be called an elite search and destroy team. And if they can keep that up, they'll be right up there with the other teams in the league and sort of perform the way they were expected to perform entering this season. Scump played well. He had a nice 1v2 clutch. Everybody really, I mean, you see it all. Envoy on the 8 and 8, but played really well. Same as the hard point for him. He was only +1, I think, but he made a lot of big plays and running the routes that he always likes to run. On the side of Seattle, it was sort of Octane and then nobody else. Nobody really stepped up for them in this one, and it led to them losing the map 6-4. Prestini did have some nice plays. He had 7 kills, 9 deaths. He had a couple of big plays, though. They just couldn't quite. Like, he had a 2-piece once, but if it could have just been a 3-piece, it would have really mattered, but it didn't actually end up mattering because he got traded out. But regardless, Optic was up 2-0. Then we go into the checkmate control, and Optic was able to close this one out in 4 rounds with a score of 3-1. Formula and Envoy again, like they were the whole series, leading the way for Optic, +16 between those two. Dashy and Scump struggled a bit, but that's the way it was this series. You know, they're good enough where if some people have an off series, that's okay because some others will have good series. That was the case today with Formula and Envoy carrying the load. Gunless and Octane again. Those ARs stepped up for Seattle the way it has been, and it's just Looney, man. What were his overall series stats? He made a couple of nice plays, but his overall series stats were a .68. I posted on Reddit last night. I don't think it will be much longer until Looney might be dropped. I just think they're clearly playing better, you know, everybody else but him, and how long can they wait, you know? The season's only so long. I think right now they probably are on the outside looking in for champs, so they have to make a change. I just think, how much longer can you go on keeping someone just for his leadership abilities? Like, it's great to have a leader, but if he's not performing, he's not performing. And there's guys like Saints, like John, like Decimate, like ProLoot, whoever else. Get an amateur, get them in there, see what they can do. Because I think the thing with the amateur is it might raise Seattle's ceiling. Like, it definitely will raise their ceiling. It might lower their floor a little bit, where, like, with Looney, his floor might be a little higher than if you're bringing an amateur, but their ceiling will definitely be raised. And at this point, it's kind of like a risk-reward thing where I think the rewards do outweigh the risks because, like I said, if you're not in line for champs right now, so what do you have to lose? You have to take a chance with some upside, and some of those amateur guys do give this team much more upside than Looney. That's my thoughts. We'll see how it plays out. So that's going to wrap up the video. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like. Leave a comment down below as well with your thoughts on the video, and subscribe to the channel as well if you enjoyed the content. So I hope you enjoyed the Call of Duty. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you had a good day, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.